Good to be with you from Seattle for tonight's U.S. Men's World Cup match. I'm Tony DeCopel. The breaking news right now. High-stakes game. The final score still an unknown. We were there inside the stadium watching it all unfold. It follows an action-packed day where a red card turned into a green light. FIFA lifting its own controversial one-game ban of America's top goal scorer ahead of this do-or-die game. Life-threatening rains, more than 60 million people under flood alerts, the roof of this big box store in New Jersey caving in. Plus severe storms in the central U.S. and dangerous heat in the Southwest.
It's horrible. Everyone's really upset.
Travel trouble, rough weather, and a major airport glitch delaying thousands as they return home from the 4th of July. Breaking news in a key U.S. Senate race, Democrat Graham Plattner says he's reassessing the future of his campaign after new allegations of sexual assault went public today.
Live from America, this is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopel, reporting tonight from Seattle.
And good evening to our viewers on the West Coast. The biggest U.S. men's soccer match in American history is winding down in the big stadium behind me. And if I sound a little hoarse this evening, I've earned it, ladies and gentlemen. Watching from the stands, celebrating with my fellow Americans after the team's first half goal. But unfortunately, as we come on the air, the American team trails Belgium 3-1 with just about 22 minutes left in regulation. Fans we've been talking to say a win tonight against Belgium, a top 10 European power, would be a signal to the world, and yet the world is already talking back. The Europeans are loudly, angrily protesting that FIFA decision to let America's leading scorer play tonight after President Trump personally asked for a review of a major call last match. Nicole Valdez is back with me tonight in Seattle. And Nicole, gosh, what's going on there has got all my attention, but FIFA's talking about this decision. What are they saying?
Well, look, FIFA says it's applied this decision before, that no one inserted any influence and that it did act independently. But as you can imagine, this decision is certainly changing the narrative and really started to do that long before tonight's crucial match. After suddenly being declared eligible, Flo Balogun started tonight against Belgium. It was this challenge in the match against Bosnia and Herzegovina that earned him a red card and a suspension. But FIFA's decision to lift it ignited a political firestorm. The decision was made just days after President Trump and other high-level officials called the head of FIFA with questions.
It is very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA.
Balogun's teammates reacted with joy and relief.
He's obviously super happy, man. It was just a big smile on his face, and all of ours for him. He deserves it.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino acknowledged taking the call from Trump, but says the president didn't exert pressure. The Belgians filed an appeal of their own, but it was denied. The main European soccer organization, UEFA, says the decision, quote, crossed a red line. They called lifting the Balogun suspension, quote, unprecedented, incomprehensible, and unjustifiable. The controversy now casting a shadow on the biggest day yet for the U.S. men's team.
I felt our country was divided for such a long time, and to come together, it's so cool, so unique.
But hoping to keep the excitement at an all-time high are fans like Ryan Shira. And do you feel like there are fans who are saying, we're so excited he's playing, but this is a strange way for this to have been decided?
Definitely, 100%. I would hate for anything to sour the taste that we've all been experiencing over the last 4 weeks.
And look, right now fans are hoping that Balogun and his teammates have at least 2 more goals in them to keep the Americans alive, I should say, in this World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, if Flo can score, I think you'll hear some cheering, but they are processing this late decision to allow him to play. What's going through people's heads?
I think there was a sort of bittersweet taste in the mouth of so many U.S. fans, right, going into tonight's match. They were happy and celebrating Balogun's eligibility to start. We saw him start in tonight's pitch, and so that's a great thing because it gives the U.S. team their preferred and their strongest starting lineup. And I'll point out that in the moment we saw that first goal, I don't know that I've ever heard a stadium cheer louder for a U.S. goal. And we have been to every single World Cup match since this started. Wow. I think that speaks a little bit to the amount of pressure that there is on this match, knowing that this is really the challenge they have ahead of them before they can hopefully enter the quarterfinals. Yeah, well, they need a little magic to get there. Nicole, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we will update you if we see that magic. But in the meantime, we're going to turn to other news. The weather in particular, that heat wave that smothered so many Americans last week has broken into a wave of powerful thunderstorms
In New Jersey today, for example, the rain came down and then the roof caved in at a big box store. Our Lana Zach made her way to that scene. Lana, a lot of water there. Good evening.
Good evening, Tony. And how quickly that rain fell really took a lot of people by surprise. I spoke with one shopper at the BJ's here. He told me that he saw a leak in another part of the store, then a loud crack, and then the sound of water rushing in. This is the moment when heavy rain caused part of the roof to collapse at BJ's in central New Jersey, captured by surveillance video.
BJ's Wholesale, structural collapse with entrapment.
No one was hurt, but a deluge of rainwater flooded the warehouse's floor. Aisle after aisle, everything soaked. In Camden, high water choked roads and poured into basements. More than 3 inches of rain fell along coastal New Jersey this morning, turning roads into rivers and stranding some motorists. A local business owner recorded as rainwater inundated his grocery market.
We're losing all of our merchandise again.
And this was the scene at the Jersey Shore University Medical Center, flooded hallways and ambulance bays. New Jersey was hit hard by back-to-back storms over the holiday weekend as extreme heat gave way to powerful thunderstorms.
Bam! I heard the noise, and automatically I knew that the tree hit my house.
Work crews used chainsaws to help remove trees uprooted in Paramus. Wild weather across the country. High winds kicked up a dust storm in Abilene, Texas on Sunday. The National Weather Service clocked winds of up to 80 miles an hour. And in central Oklahoma, lightning struck an oil storage tank, causing a huge fire Sunday night.
Immediately after that, fire trucks started coming and stuff, and then it just got crazy.
In southern Colorado, the Aspen Acres fire continues to grow. More than 90,000 acres have burned since the fire started last week, and it's only about 12% contained. And those extremely dry conditions in Colorado are fueling the fire. Already, several towns have been evacuated, and that stands in such stark contrast to where we are here. The rain has let up momentarily, but still, much of the mid-Atlantic remains under a flood watch. Tony?
All right, Lana, thank you very much. Let's get the national picture now from our chief weathercaster, Lonnie Quinn in New York. Lonnie, what are you looking at?
All right, Tony, 11 U.S. cities have hosted games in this year's World Cup. And if you ask me, of those 11 cities, where's the best place for tonight's game? It would be exactly where you are, exactly where this game is being played. Look at this forecast. Beautiful skies overhead, 82 right now, about 75 by the end of the game. Perfect weather with low humidity. Now, elsewhere out west, you just heard from Lana the problems with, red flag warnings and fires that are burning. Dry and hot. Look at Phoenix. 116 on Wednesday. The record is 118. We may very well rewrite that record book by the time we finish up Wednesday. In terms of severe weather, there's an area around the Dakotas, another area around Texas and Louisiana shaded in pink, where there is the possibility for an isolated tornado tonight. But out east, it has been all about rain. A lot of rain and flooding concerns. Right now, flooding anywhere from Pennsylvania to North Carolina, also areas east of New York City up into New England. For tomorrow, though, we're going to focus on the area from Pennsylvania down to the coastline areas of Virginia. Virginia could be seeing some very heavy rain along the coast around 8 o'clock tomorrow night, so we will keep a very close eye on that. And here in New York City, Tony, Coney Island picked up 6 inches of rain earlier today in only 3 hours.
All right, Lonnie, thank you. We're also getting a new look at the rescue effort in New York's East River from the moments after a plane went down there this weekend. Our senior transportation correspondent, Chris Van Cleef, is with me here in Seattle tonight. Chris, good evening. What are we learning?
Well, Tony, in addition to that new rescue video, we are learning the National Transportation Safety Board is investigating, trying to figure out why this almost brand new airplane had an issue on landing.
A dramatic end to the long holiday weekend caught on a cell phone camera as a seaplane makes a hard landing in New York's East River. The FAA says the impact broke a wing strut, leaving the passenger cabin leaning towards the river.
We're landing, and then all you hear is a ba-boom, and then another ba-boom, and then the captains are yelling, "Mayday, mayday."
16-year-old Chloe Todd and her grandmother were among the 8 on board. All were safely rescued. Chloe shot this video.
I thought we were going to drown and go down. I thought we weren't going to make it.
On the busiest travel day of the July 4th holiday, Thunderstorms Sunday night caused major travel disruptions for flyers in the Northeast, canceling more than 1,150 flights and delaying nearly 10,000 more. And in Boston, it wasn't just the weather causing problems. A technical issue left Logan Airport without jet fuel, adding to the travel misery and spilling into this morning.
We're on standby for the 6 o'clock or so, Boston to Raleigh. That did not go through. We haven't slept for about maybe 36 hours now.
But here in Seattle, clear skies welcomed the estimated 150,000 plus fans flooding the airport and downtown for the U.S.-Belgium match. Crispin Moreno's team spirit was hard to miss. He landed from L.A. just hours before kickoff.
At least we made it. We're here, so all we got to do is get to the stadium and we're good to go.
Weather won't be an issue for fans leaving Seattle unless, of course, they're heading east, and then they may run into the weather that Lonnie was just talking about. A third night of disruptive storms causing delays and cancellations, particularly in the East Coast. Tony, good luck getting back to New York tonight.
Chris, thank you. And with the midterm elections now 4 months away, there's big news tonight in the race for Senate in Maine. Graham Plattner, a rising star of the left, is now postponing campaign events after new allegations of sexual misconduct, allegations he denies. Here's CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian.
The new allegations against Graham Plattner in Politico and CNN were made by Jenny Rassicot, a 41-year-old woman who dated him 5 years ago and claims he forced her to have sex despite her objections.
I remember specifically him grabbing at my chest, and I hit his hand and I said, "Don't touch me."
Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false.
The allegations follow another recent report in the New York Times, where she and 2 other women accused Plattner of unsettling behavior. The 41-year-old political novice won the Democratic primary last month and is poised to take on incumbent Republican Senator Susan Collins this fall. Plattner now says he will reassess his campaign.
Regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for the state that I love.
Late today, at least 2 Democratic lawmakers dropped their endorsements.
So what would happen, Nicole, if Plattner decided to drop out of this race?
Well, if Plattner decided to drop out, he would have to do so by next Monday, and then the state party would have to pick a replacement by July 27th. Tonight, Maine's Democratic Party is calling on Plattner to withdraw from the Senate race. Tony?
Nicole, thank you very much. 10 months after the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, prosecutors have begun detailing their case against Tyler Robinson, the young man accused of pulling the trigger. He has not yet entered a plea. Here's CBS News national correspondent Carter Evans with details.
Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, arrived at the preliminary hearing flanked by security. In court, she sat behind Tyler Robinson, the man accused of assassinating her husband at a Utah Valley University rally last September. First on the stand, former university police officer Christopher Bagley.
What did you see and what did you hear? Kid asked him a question, and then I heard a shot fired.
Bagley said he believed the shot came from the rooftop of a nearby building where he discovered a screwdriver and imprints in the gravel.
At that moment, I realized, because it was a direct line of sight, plus the disturbance in the gravel, where I could see somebody laid down in a sniper position.
Tyler Robinson turned himself in the day after the shooting. Prosecutors say they have his DNA on the rifle, along with his text messages allegedly confessing to the murder. His defense team objected to almost every exhibit prosecutors submitted and pressed Bagley about a handgun holster he said he found at the scene.
And what happened to that holster?
I have no idea.
Did you ever take custody of it?
No.
Did you ever tell anyone else to take custody of it?
No.
You just left it on the grass?
I did.
We saw Catherine Nestor, who is the lead attorney for Tyler Robinson, really try to poke holes in the prosecution's evidence.
Robinson's family and Charlie Kirk's parents were also in the courtroom, along with Donald Trump Jr., who told me he was there to show support for his friend. The judge will now determine if there's enough probable cause to move forward with a murder trial. Tony?
Carter, thank you very much. Still ahead tonight on the CBS Evening News. What do the U.S. players know about that controversial call, maybe the most controversial of the World Cup? What the team's star defender told us. We're back here in Seattle where the U.S. trails Belgium 3-1 and where ahead of the game their unifying run turned into a debate about political foul play. We sat down with defender Chris Richards to discuss what this run has meant and what he makes of FIFA's decision to let teammate Flo Balogun play tonight.
Any theory as to how this reinstatement, this suspension of a suspension happened?
No, not quite. I think there's been a lot of experts saying it can't be appealed, and there's been some that have said it can be appealed. So genuinely, I have no idea where it came from. But no, I think we spoke about it a little bit on the bus. Maybe it was the way that Flo conducted himself after the red card. I think maybe that opened the door for potentially this decision.
What does it mean to you to represent America right now?
Playing this sport has brought me so much joy, and obviously growing up here has brought me so much joy, and being able to reciprocate that feeling to not just my hometown, to my family, but also to hundreds of millions of Americans who are who we represent when we wear these colors. It's been amazing, and it's been cool to see the country kind of catching the soccer fever and backing us the whole time. And I think we're Americans, we love winners, and I think we're giving our country something to cheer about.
America loves winners.
It's true. I mean, that's in our DNA, that's in our culture. We want to be the best, we want to perfect everything. So this motto, why not us, is something that we've very much taken to heart because the people have counted us out before, but we've always succeeded.
Is this the biggest match the American team has ever played?
I think so, yeah, definitely. The biggest World Cup on home soil, knockout round against Belgium. I think this will be the biggest game in U.S. soccer history.
Still ahead in a moment, all they wanted to do was see Neil the Seal, but Neil the Seal did not want to see them. What happened next? An update tonight from Tasmania where they love Neil the Seal so much they give him lots of space, but Neil wants more space these days. The elephant seal, who comes ashore every year at this time, blocking roads and attacking traffic signs, charged some people over the weekend, and officials taking nature's side on this one are now requesting more privacy for the seal. Any parent will tell you this is prime season for a World Cup themed birthday for kids, but I don't know if it's a good idea for pandas. Wan Zai, the first panda ever born in Taiwan, turned 13 with a panda FIFA party and soccer cake, which she pushed to the ground and smashed. 13 in panda years is like late 30s for a human, so maybe next year just some flowers and a spa day. That's another day in America. I'm Tony DeCopo, live in Seattle. For all of us here at the CBS News Evening News, thank you for watching. Keeping my ear on the game. We'll be back at the broadcast center in New York tomorrow night. Good night for now.